Okay, so I'm halfway through chapter 2, Fire on the Mountain. Um, and I just got too excited to wait for the video because my mind is blown. Um, the notes that I've made so far that I want you guys to think about. Um, Look at Piggy as a character. That in the first chapter, he was viewed as like this worthless, I mean, just the name Piggy, poor guy. But he's looked at as just this worthless oaf. But in actuality, hopefully you're seeing that he's kind of a parent figure that nobody necessarily wants to like, but is a voice of reason at times and is able to um, take care of some of the logistical details, like getting everybody's names in the first chapter. And in the second chapter, he's, people look at him as weak and dumb and timid in so many ways, but in actuality, he's one of the most logical, even though he may not be the most fun, like parents. The other thing, the 6-year-old with the birthmark on his face, that's got to mean something, but I don't know what it is yet. So maybe you guys can give it a little think, and hopefully you can come up with something faster than I can. The snake in the dark that they find, that the 6-year-old finds, again, that's got to be symbolic of something. So I want you guys to start thinking about what are snake-like figures in our culture and in modern culture, and not even just modern, just in general. Think biblical. Think of what snakes represent in the Bible. Think of what snakes represent in Harry Potter. They're definitely a symbol that's used over and over in literature. So I want you guys to think about that. And the fact that he found it in the dark. So again, symbolism with light and dark. Think about what all that can mean. But the symbol that made me just excited that I have to get it out of my system is in this version on page 40. At the top of it, after all the kids gather the things for the mountains, it says that one by one, as they sensed that the pile was complete, the boys stopped going back for more and stood with the pink, shattered top of the mountain around them. Breath came evenly by now, and sweat dried. It's unusual to describe a mountain as pink, and a lot of you guys have hopefully realized that from the first chapter, but then looking in here when they say the mountain was pink. What could pink mean? And oftentimes a knee-jerk reaction of thinking about pink is going to be girly, but I want you to go beyond that. Think about, it says the pink shattered top of the mountain. Think all of these kids have just gotten all of these materials to burn. They've stripped the mountain of these things. Think about what happens when something is peeled up off of a part of your body, or peeled off, I should say. Like, think of a scab. Think about what your skin looks like underneath when that protective layer has been removed. What do we associate with pink? You think of it as like raw, as vulnerable, as not necessarily something that is pleasant and nice, but at the same time something that has potential but has been perhaps stripped of it, at least momentarily. So I want you guys to think about that whenever you see anything described as pink. Think about the fact that it's weird to call something pink. So when something is weird, when you're reading, you should not just brush by it. You should say, oh, why are they choosing to describe a mountain as pink? And then your brain should be going through all of these different things of, well, I think of pink as little, as fresh, as new. We think of new, fresh things as green, but we also can think of pink as in delicate, maybe easily injured, maybe easily hurt, maybe, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can come up with some things better than my brain is working right now. So, happy reading.